Coming to you from Dover, Ohio and Somerville, South Carolina. Two cities with absolutely nothing in common until now. This is Make Photography Great Again, a weekly podcast of commentary on the photographic industry. And now, here are your hosts, master photographers Christine Walsh-Newton and Ted Linsack.
Well, here we are, Christine. We are post-Disney. Has the depression set in fully for you yet, or?
Oh man,
Are you still
yes.
on a high, on a Disney high?
No, it has waned. As soon as I hit the air in Spirit in my little 28-inch leg room seat that didn't push back, I realized I was back in hell.
Wait, did you happen to get dragged off the flight? Man, you should have tried to make a viral video of something happening, you know? And then you could have made millions and never had to worry about this BS again, right?
Hey, I was bracing
for that?
it. At one point in time, I thought about throwing a fit because they offered white wine on the flight, and I ordered white wine, and they were out of white wine, and they tried to give me red wine. And Hold up. They offered you white wine on Spirit Airlines? Are you being serious, or is this a joke? For purchase. Hey, I was
even for purchase, I'm kind of impressed. I thought Spirit was one of these things where you pay $34 and they put you in a cargo box in the back hold, and that's how you get to Orlando. So there's actually seats on this plane, is what you're trying to tell me.
There's actually seats, and there's actually beverages and things to eat if you pay for them. You know, just to put it in perspective, a can of pop is $3 on one of these flights.
$3? That's a steal.
That's
really a steal.
Well,
yeah.
I got a little luxurious on the way down, and I did pay extra for one of the seats up front, which is like first class. And I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to buy myself a little snack. I'm going to buy myself a glass of wine. And they were out of my wine.
Wow.
And I thought about, creating a diversion, making it an incident. But then they said they had the stuff for a Bloody Mary, and I decided to be happy about that and drink that instead.
Dude, first of all, you were living it up. I mean, that is so high roller status and goes against all of your sensibilities, it seems. Second of all, you should have totally just lost it, over something. I don't even know what. I mean, does it even matter? You should have just started screaming all of a sudden. Someone would have had a cell phone up within 10 seconds, and then we would have gotten 30% of that story, and it would have gone viral in about 5 minutes.
I was on a budget
Maybe
airline. I knew there were going to be some concessions that I was going to have to make, but honestly, it wound up being an awesome experience. I got TSA pre-check both times.
Sweet.
The only downside to the whole thing was the stupid little measurements of the carry-on bag you had to stick to. I had a hard time fitting 2 days worth of clothes into my bag, but I worked it out, and it was actually kind of an enjoyable thing. $86 round-trip tickets to Florida from Ohio. I think I did pretty well.
I was amazed when you told me the price, honestly, and we talked about that a little bit. But man, the last time I had discount flights, I was telling you, back when AirTran was around, we used to get good prices. And man, other than that, I was amazed at how cheap you flew from Akron. That's kind of incredible, honestly.
I am the queen of deals. Hang out with me, dude.
I know. Did you get those tickets at, like, Goodwill or something?
No, I actually got them online, and I'll give you a little hint here. If you go to the airport and you actually buy your tickets at the Spirit Air counter, they will delete one of the charges, and it's a $16 each way charge. It's some sort of passenger fee or something. But what that is
Are you serious?
That is the convenience of buying that ticket online. And I really thought about driving up to my local airport and buying it. And at that point in time, the ticket would have been something like $52 round trip.
So wait, did you do that or not? So did you buy them at the counter?
I didn't.
Oh man. Wait, hold on. You're not the queen of thrift then if you didn't do that, because that would have been thrifty.
Well, if you think
You weren't
about
that
the
committed.
fact that the airport is an hour away from me, and I value my time at $25 an hour, I would have spent at
Qualifier.
least 2.5 hours And the savings would have been $32, but I would have expended $50 of my own personal time. So I judged that it was not worth the savings to drive up there and do that.
$32. I mean, come on, what is that? One mini session, and you would have paid for it. I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't do mini sessions, dude. You know that's like the biggest pet peeve I have.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't want to talk about mini sessions, but
awesome, good.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just leave it at that. We'll revisit that. Normally, the average mini session has to be like $25. Though I saw a course one time. It was one of those. We'll show you how to make $10,000 a weekend shooting mini sessions. I don't know. Maybe there's someone out there that's doing that, but I don't know how that happens. Pardon my ignorance. What I wanted to talk about, well, Disney. So we're back. So, okay, tell me your top. Hopefully, you still remember Disney, right? You remember we were there at Disney, obviously.
Yes, it was an awesome.
It hasn't totally escaped you.
It was a great trip.
I mean, well, at your age, I just want to make sure that you can still go back a few days. But
dude,
top three, top three moments at Disney.
Top three moments. Okay.
Yeah.
It would have to be the first time we rode the rock and roll roller coaster.
Oh, yes.
The second time we did Tower of Terror.
Wait. Why not? I still don't get this. I think you told me this already, but why not the first time? What was so different about the first time to the second time?
Because the first time I was screaming like a little baby and I had my eyes closed and you were like, hey, did you see the whole park that one point when we were at the top and they opened the door and you could see out? And I was like, no, because I was screaming like a little baby and had my eyes shut. So the second time we went up, I made sure that I kept my eyes open and I saw that incredible view clear up at the top of the whole park right before the whole thing fell and I almost threw up. But for that split second, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, plus the second time I made that incredibly viral video that I think to this day has like 21 views. It was mainly in the dark. There was about a half a second where the doors opened up and you could actually see something. Yeah, it's quite viral. Okay, so number 2 was Tower of Terror. What's number 3?
Number 3, I'll have to say, I don't know if this was a moment that was awesome, but the whole walking around in the ponchos and just getting freaking wet. And I don't know if you saw me, but at one point in time, I gave up and I walked out through the middle of the midway and I was jumping in puddles and splashing and stuff. And I was having a really good time. So that was my third favorite memory.
Wow. So I saw that, and I honestly thought you were just at the point where you lost it. You know, like how when you lose it, sometimes you just start laughing, and you're not really laughing. You've just lost your mind. That's kind of what I thought was happening.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. So it rained. I mean, we were there, and it was kind of sunny when we got there, and then it got a little cloudy. And of course, I was. I'm not allowed to say this, right? Because you told me not to say it anymore, but I was supposed to bring my raincoat, and I forgot my raincoat, and I'm not supposed to say it again, but I really wish I had it, but of course, since I didn't have my raincoat, and since we didn't buy ponchos to begin with, but they were sold everywhere. But yeah, we got out of that ride, and it just started pouring. I mean, it was unbelievable. So, but then we bought ponchos, and amazingly, they were not $50 each, which I thought that's what they were going to be. But it was ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was funny looking back on it now, but that kind of annoyed the hell out of me. Well, the little bit of drizzle was okay, but man, when we were looking at what was the deal, someone wanted a pretzel or something. Rachel wanted a pretzel, and we were trying to find that, and it just started pouring, like straight up pouring rain.
It was okay. Crazy. Well, does my third memory have to be actual Disney? Because I'll have to say, our hotel, the
trip in general, I guess.
Our hotel pool, all the amenities at the hotel we wound up at, tripped my trigger awesome. Big time. I loved our hotel.
I gotta say, that was awesome. The pool was sweet. The poolside bar, some craft beverages, whatever that one drink was with some banana,
the funky monkey,
like that. Oh man. I would just destroy one of those things right now.
Yeah.
That was cool. The hotel was good. Yeah, no, I'm almost probably pretty much in agreement with you. The rock and roller coaster was awesome. I had never went on that basically because I like the baby Disney rides. By baby, I mean like Space Mountain and all that stuff. I go on that stuff, but when roller coasters tend to like look like they're going to be a little bit more intense. I shy away from them. So I never gone on the Rock and Roller Coaster, but man, that was pretty awesome. The first time that thing takes off, that was a lot of fun. I know, let me ask you this. The fourth time, was that as fun? The fourth time we went on that. Is that the time that you got really quiet and I didn't hear you saying anything in the car behind me?
Yeah. The fourth time okay, number one, it's hilarious how much you did not want to go on that ride. And then we wound up doing it 4 times. But, I had some issues on the fourth time through. Basically, the ride was so fast and so bumpy, and part of as you're taking off instructions are like, keep your head really back into the seat. And I was doing that, but I still was not able to overcome all the rattling around, and I really felt like my head was just banging back and forth, and I wound up with my head hurting pretty bad on that fourth time through. So I was bracing myself and sucking it up and hoping it was over really quick.
Man, that was, you were quiet. It was so funny because we're going through it, and like you and Rachel were behind me. I think I was in the one in front of you guys, and I heard nothing the whole time, and I knew something was up. I was hoping that you were still there and you didn't fly out of the seat or something.
No.
But what's funny though, you had the same experience. I didn't really feel sick on that, but for some reason when we went over to the Star Wars thing, which is a pretty cool ride. I mean, it's motion activated thing, but it's not that intense. But for some reason, when I was on that, about a minute into that, I really did started feeling sick. I mean, I felt it.
The Star
I was
Wars
okay though. I made it out, but for some reason, that's what did it. Not the roller coaster. It was the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, no, that was really, really well designed. The whole 3D thing, and we were in the little space shuttle room. I thought that was absolutely so well done. But yeah, I got off there and thought I was going to lose my cookies a little bit.
Yeah, you hadn't even eaten cookies, really, so that would have been amazing.
No, I had
I don't know, top 3, I mean, you had what? You had 2 chicken fingers all day or something. That was your meal, I think, right?
Stop it. I had a croissant when we first got there, and you had some sort of breakfast sandwich. Yeah, we were being gluttons, and Rachel was being really, really good with the whole diet thing, but we were like throwing it to the wind. And then we ate all the greasy fried food at lunch, and I ate my whole entire lunch. Don't do the whole 2 chicken fingers thing. You know, I ate my entire lunch.
You had 3 because I think you left 2 for me, I believe. But I mean, let's not get tied up over the details, right?
Whatever.
Rock and Roller Coaster for sure. That was probably number 1. At number 2 and 3, man, I don't know. I mean, the Twilight Zone thing was awesome. Rachel, we didn't mention it, but Rachel would not go on that because she's been on it a few times, and she's decided that she's too much of a baby to go on that. So she didn't do it, and that I went on the ride that I said initially I wouldn't go on. Okay, so don't look at me. But she talked it up in a bad way to you, right? That's why you freaked out the first time, because she made it seem like you would die if you went on that. Wasn't that part of it?
Well,
somewhat?
I was scared because she had told me she didn't care for the ride, and, she's pretty tolerant, so I thought, well, if she doesn't like it, I'm not so sure about this. So, yeah, I was kind of scared. It was a lot like the first time I had a mammogram, and all my girlfriends had told me how terrible it was. And then when I actually went and had it done myself, I was like, oh my God, you guys just freaked me out for the last 5 years, which is why I've put the darn thing off. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Or it was bad in a different way than what they said. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I was a little freaked out, and I thought it was going to be one big vertical drop. I didn't understand that it was a vertical drop, then a vertical up, then a vertical drop, then a vertical up, that were shorter in duration. I thought I was bracing myself for something that really never happened. So I didn't really experience the ride the first time probably the way I should have. And then when I realized it really wasn't going to kill me and I could open my eyes and see cool things, and then that's when we recorded the Facebook Live, and I was like, yes, I'm really scared, and I was able to say that in a not really scared voice. So
I love that ride because I'm a huge Twilight Zone fan, so I love, it's Twilight Zone theme, so I'm all about that. That's part of it for me. And number 3, I don't know, maybe I do agree with you. The hotel was cool. I mean, that was so relaxing, being able to have a few drinks there and sit by the pool. And it was fairly empty at the hotel. Well, it was a little bit busier the last 2 days, but that first day we got there, if you remember, there was nobody around. I mean, we were the only people in the pool, and we were going down the water slide, and it was kind of hilarious. But that was enjoyable. That was cool. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Well, hibachi was great, too, right? Being a complete glutton at hibachi. That was amazing. The Kobe hibachi.
Yeah. No, it was a good trip. And, well, one of the bonuses was we went on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And, that's just not the hot time for these kind of places. And if you're out there and you want to go to Disney, we went to Hollywood Studios. And the hotel we stayed at was the Radisson Resort in Celebration. And that was 4.7 miles from the gate of Hollywood Studios. We had the most wonderful little ride over to Disney. Took about 5 minutes, no traffic. We were right in the center of everything, and it was really affordable. And there was 2 pools, 2 hot tubs, a kiddie pool, a poolside bar. I mean, just put your swimsuit on and spend a couple days. It's awesome.
Yeah, we're actually giving away all paid vacation for 7 days at the Radisson at the end of this episode. So,
no, we aren't.
You might want to, you might want to hang on. Yeah, you might want to.
Sure.
It's actually being, actually, Sal Sincata is fitting the tab since he won the grand prize at the Shutterfest. So that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Well, hey, okay. Not to make fun of Sal, but I got to bring this up because we talked about the whole Shutterfest. I'd never even known there was a Shutterfest until I heard about it. Whatever. We talked about it already last week, but honestly, you've seen this article. I've seen. There's a new article that was posted on Petapixel. Let's see. The genius that wrote this is Blair Bunting, and I got to say, I thought I was done with this. I really did. I saw both sides of it. I don't know. I didn't really have an opinion either way. But I gotta tell you what, this little article by this dude really kind of pissed me off. It really pissed me off because basically the article is entitled "Photography Competitions, Are They Even Worth It?" Okay, so it babbles on about some BS competition that this guy did, and he thought he was going to be famous. I don't know, whatever. You can talk about that a little bit because I know something irked you, but let me tell you what irked me at the end. Okay? At the end, he ties in the Shutterfest thing, and I swear to God, in 3 paragraphs, he paints this thing so one-sided that I read it, and, I mean, I was here, we were reading this and all this, and I freaking got pissed off. Because, again, I see both sides. I honestly see both sides. I think Sal, maybe some decisions, he could have made a little bit better decisions, but I see the other side, too, okay? Knowing how competitions work, and if this Shutterfest did happen in a typical PPA print comp blind judging, which he says it did, and I know a fair amount of judges who are PPA judges that were at this, that judged and all that. I can kind of reasonably assume that's what happened, but this article, let me just read the last few paragraphs here, okay? The way that this is painted here, it's just kind of ridiculous. So he talks about some BS competition. I don't really care about that because it's kind of lame. But at the end, okay, he says, all of this was capped off by last week's controversy over at Shutterfest. So he's been talking about competitions. Are they worth it? Do they help you? The last couple paragraphs, it says, if you haven't read about it yet, I highly recommend heading over to Imaging Resources and having a read of some, he's advocating to go read some other BS article, I'm sure. Okay, it says, long story short, the photographer puts on the competition and collects the entry fees from many young, eager-to-learn photographers, of whom many are already paying to attend his speech. Well, I love it. It's like speech. I mean, this is a convention with a bunch of people. Like, dude, learn what this is before you start talking about it. I mean, good God. Good God. Okay, let me keep going. Obviously, I'm not passionate about this at all.
Not at all.
It goes on. Yeah, not at all. It goes on. When the results came out, the guy who puts on the competition, wins most of the categories, denying the entrants any of the prizes and recognition they strive for. As if we hadn't hit an all-time low yet, he proceeds to make jokes about this and brags about expensive gear he has. What happened to teaching the generation that is up and coming with the idea that we will someday celebrate their successes as we have celebrated ours? We have an opportunity to help advance the knowledge of young artists around the world, yet people like this guy seem to only want to make money off of their aspirations. Now, you read those few paragraphs. If you are like a Martian and you crash land, God forbid you crash land in Ohio or something, okay? Nothing against Ohio. Nothing against Ohio. Okay, but if you crash land in Ohio, per se, in Dover, okay, and you have lunch at the Der Dutchman, and then you see this article and you read it, okay? If that's the first stop. If you were to read this without knowing anything, doesn't it make it seem like he rigged everything, like the judges were not blind judging? I mean, you give no details, you make it so one-sided. And listen, I'm not sticking up for Sal. I'm not. I see it on both sides. But this is so one-sided and so ridiculous from someone that clearly has no clue how actual print comps in the wedding and portrait world happen. No clue at all, and just makes these assumptions. That's just not fair to me. It's not fair, and it's a disservice to anyone who reads this that also has no clue. It's like, dude, do some research, okay? Do some research, okay? Rant over.
Okay, well, I'll pick up your rant. Honestly, okay, here's what I'm going to say. Blair, bless your heart, Blair.
Blair Bunting.
Blair Bunting, bless your heart, Blair Bunting. But I don't think you know what you're talking about. No, and I really, really hate to pick on one person. But, Blair Bunting, you wrote this article, you put it on Petapixel, it was also published somewhere else, and you put your opinion out there, so I'm going to pick at it. You are entering competitions for the absolute wrong reason. You have multiple times talked about trophies, recognition, making money, getting rich, succeeding. If you are entering competitions for any of those reasons, you are entering them for the wrong reasons. And your article is nothing but sour grapes. Yeah, there may be an issue with Sal entering his own competition, but like you said, Ted, I know how PPA competitions work. I know how blind competitions work, and I think that this was modeled very closely after the blind competitions that we're familiar with. And it just sounded like sour grapes. Honestly, I went and I looked at Sal's entries, and the ones that won, they deserved to win. They were good entries, and I really don't think any hanky-panky was going on. Now, if I were doing my own competition, I probably wouldn't enter just because I know this kind of crap would happen, just to keep myself out of the heat. Obviously, Sal doesn't care about that. He's got, honestly, he has won numerous things. He's very good in his field. That it was a little bit of a questionable move, but I'm not going to say that anything inappropriate happened. But this person is just going on and on. Oh, Blair, bless your heart, Blair. We're just going to call him that. Blair, bless your heart, Bunting.
Blair Bunting.
I don't know.
No, I mean, you know what, Blair, this guy, you can have your own opinion, whatever. I think it's so one-sided. I hate when people don't really understand or take the time to research how these things happen and then just go write an opinion based on zero knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay? Like you said, Sal, there are some issues. Yeah, ethically, maybe he shouldn't have done that. But honestly, knowing how these comps work, this conspiracy theory that it was all rigged, I don't know, it's kind of silly to me. Now, yes, Sal went on Facebook, and like Sal does, he basically, did his thing where, I won fair and square and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. He has every right to make his opinion, just like this guy has every right to make his opinion. But to just portray this so one-sided for people that don't know. And then, of course, if you want more humor, you can go down to the comments and then read the other geniuses that have commented on this article. Someone says, there is no need to compete. Just click and be happy and forget everyone else. Competitions to me are just like a 5-year-old saying, look at my toy. It's like, okay, that's a great opinion, a wonderful opinion, And like you said, competition, for those of us that really... we do it all the time, and it excites us, and it's part of our thing. It is to grow our skill level. It really is. It's to become better photographers, to push our creativity and all this stuff, and to compete against ourselves. How can we outdo ourselves from last year? That's what it's all about. Just like you said, it's the mindset. And people don't get it. They think this is all about winning a trophy. Dude, a trophy is not going to do anything. I don't care what you win. You win the most amazing thing in a year, no one cares about it. So that is absolutely the wrong reason. But when people don't give all the facts and they're so one-sided, I hate that because people come on here that have no idea and they read that and they're like, oh yeah, it's like the viral video, right? The 20-second viral video that you've only seen this small snippet. You have no idea what happened in the 5 minutes before and no idea what happened in the 5 minutes after. That's that's the version of this article. That's the same thing to me. I don't know.
Oh, let's just let's take it one step further. It's like reading the title of an article and going off on a rant without actually even reading the article. There you go. Well, another point I want to make is Blair goes through a bunch of things talking about how, here was these 2 competitions and I decided to enter them, and lo and behold, I won both of them. And then they go on to bitch, or he goes on to bitch. Oh gosh, I said bitch. Anyway.
Uh-oh. He goes, gotta edit that out.
No, we're not editing anything. You said pissed off. Anyway, he goes on to bitch about how, Sal winning kept all these other people from winning. No, I think, Blair, what your point is Sal winning kept you from winning. And that's just a sour grapes kind of attitude. And winning is not the point.
God, that goes back to the whole participation trophy thing. You know what? I mean, if you want to have your own conspiracy theory that Sal created Shutterfest and he created the whole Shutter brand of educational stuff or whatever in order for years down the road to somehow stage a coup and win the whole competition. I mean, to me, if you want to have that view, that's fine. But that to me is ridiculous. And to say that, he won, so it denied everybody. Because again, the inference is that it was a conspiracy, that it was rigged, and that come on, guys. I mean, are we being serious? There might be an ethical dilemma. Maybe he should have held out, but to go overboard to me is so ridiculous. And then further, have your opinions on Sal, but since you teach. I try to defend teachers because sometimes people have this idea that every single teacher is only out there to make millions, and to feed off of. Now, there are people that do that, absolutely. There are people, they shoot weddings for a year and then they quit and then all they do is teach and they have no experience, that they're making money off of people that don't know any better, okay? That is out there. But there are a lot of people also that give a lot of great info, and people that do that, they may make some money, but a lot of us that do this, that genuinely want to help other photographers, we're not making millions, okay? We're essentially occasionally getting compensated for our time, but we're not building a business based on teaching other people. So I resent when sometimes people say, well, I know Sal's motives 100%. I know that, he's just doing this to capitalize on other people. I mean, some of it is probably the fact that he wants to make money, absolutely. But heck, when I teach, whatever it is, a 4-day class, a 1-day class, shouldn't I deserve to be at least compensated for my time, for the knowledge that I'm giving out that I've acquired over a decade or whatever? I mean, I hate that kind of attitude. That's what it gets to at the end here. It's he's evil because all he wants to do is make money. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. I hate that kind of attitude. I really do. Really do.
Well, I think they're putting a lot more on Sal than what is really going on. And let me just draw a parallel. That as the print chair for Ohio, I run 2 competitions a year. I run a fall comp and I run a spring comp. I get the judges in place. I determine the rules. Basically what we do is we copy the PPA. It's not like I make up a new set of rules or anything. But I enter both of those competitions. And nobody bats an eye about that. That's the same thing Sal did. So what? He put together the event that the competition was held at. That, I don't know. It would just be like somebody getting all over me for entering a competition that I helped put together. There's no way that I have control over those judges.
I gotta say, I'm defending Sal, and it sucks, because I really don't want to be defending anybody. I just think this is a hit piece here that really sheds a really bad light on it and gives a one-sided take. But on the other side, you running the Ohio comp is not necessarily the same as you completely create from the ground up the Christine Walsh Newton print competition, founded by Christine, owned by Christine, sponsored by Christine, and then again, I'm just going on the other side. I'm playing devil's advocate, but it's slightly different. I mean, it's slightly different. That's my original point is that, man, if I did create something from the ground up, just like, because what you said, knowing how people are, I might decide not to enter. Just because you know how people are. The pitchforks come out as soon as, dude, if this guy won one thing in the competition, I feel the same thing would have happened. I honestly feel someone out there would be, oh my God, how dare he win something in a blind judging, Conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
Well, maybe that's the difference too, because even though I run 2 competitions, I have never taken the top prize. So, maybe it would be different. If I came away with Photographer of the Year at the March comp, or if I came away with Top Master at the fall comp, maybe there would be this kind of muttering. I don't know. It was good work. I understand it's a sticky situation, but people that write this kind of trash in
oh wow,
that's way.
Ouch.
Well,
ouch.
Okay, do you not agree?
I think you just took it too far. No, I don't care. I told you, Blair. I mean, whatever, dude. I don't know. Blair can write whatever he wants to. I told you to begin with. I hate the fact that I'm defending Sal. I really don't want to take a side, but this just pisses me off, man.
Well, you don't have to defend Sal. You can just be anti-Blair.
Anti-Blair. There you go. Blair Bunting. What do I know? Blair Bunting's probably a multimillionaire. He doesn't care.
It's probably a fake name.
I'm still pissed off, though.
Bless your heart, Blair.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, you're going back to you not winning fall, or like if you won all the time or whatever. I just think your competition rigging skills are not up to par. You need to work on that.
I will look into how to rig a competition, and you just better watch out because I'm going to win it all now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to throw this out there. You may want to contact maybe the Russian embassy in Washington. They could possibly help you, right?
Either them or the Clinton administration. I think I can probably get some good points from them as well.
Uh-oh, yeah, them combined, yeah. Well, I don't know. The Russians seem to have the whole rigging thing set up. Well, that's the deal, man. I don't want to talk about that forever, but geez, I felt like that had to be brought up again. Not that anyone cares at this point. I mean, this is old news, right? But
hey.
Well, this article is just from it's May 5th, so it's 3 days ago. I mean, so it's relatively new, right? Oh my goodness, unbelievable. So other than that, I mean, we could probably wrap up about. But so I had an awesome Super One Day class today. Okay, I had 10 people. We did a lighting course, and we talked about different light sources at a wedding day, and it was awesome. So on the flip side of all this negativity, I was encouraged. I like when we have a decent sized group. It wasn't a huge group, but for a small class setting, like 8 to 10 people is awesome. And like I tell everybody, when you take any class, man, educating yourself, regardless of your skill level, whether you're just starting or you've been doing this for 30 years, like you can always learn something, so, and we had quite the spread today. I had some people that were brand new. I had some people that have been doing it for a while. And it's cool to see people that are passionate about just refining their craft, and PPA Super One Day classes, that's a pretty good system. It's a pretty good system. For $100, you can do a full day class. You can get merits towards your degrees, and it was cool. It was very cool.
I'm looking forward to mine as well. Yeah. I've got one coming up on Sunday, and
sweet.
We are going to talk about the fine art black and white portrait. But on top of it, it is going to be a hands-on class. I am going to teach people how to cut their own mats and how to decal a print and float mount a print. And I'm really looking forward to this. And what's funny is I've been so tied up and busy that I really didn't advertise this class at all. And I only got 3 people signed up for it. So it's going to be an awesome day. I mean, really, a hands-on class with somebody where there's only 3 of you, you're going to get all kinds of individual attention. And I'm not going to be a screaming Mimi trying to make sure that 10 people are keeping up with everything. It's just going to be great and relaxed, and we're really going to be able to talk and learn, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And there'll be a special section on rigging elections, the bonus section.
Rigging competitions.
So that's probably worth the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, rigging competitions, yeah. No, I'll tell you what, I would have gone to that class if I wasn't 700 miles away. I really would have, because I want to learn how to do that. But
oh, that's right.
Sadly.
You did tell me that. Well, no, you can come by. We'll just have our own private thing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I figured you charge me double probably to do that.
Nah,
but
actually,
I get it.
I would let you bask in the glory of my knowledge for probably lunch. How's that?
Wow. Okay, lunch. Yeah, Der Dutchman. It is.
No.
You got it.
Oh my God.
When in Dover, you got to do Der Dutchman. Yeah, you got to do the carb parade. Absolutely. Well, man, we hashed that one to death, but I think it was well worth it. I actually feel better now. I feel better after we talked about that.
Got that out of your system, huh?
It is out. It is out of the system. That's it. You will never hear the word Shutterfest on this podcast ever again. Until Sal wins the whole thing next year, okay? Yeah, so that's it, guys. So, again, a reminder, if you are on iTunes, okay, we are on iTunes now, so you can download episodes on there, all the past episodes. You can download them on your iPhone, iPad, tablet, all that fun stuff. You can listen to them at any point, which is really great. The cool thing about the iTunes store, of course, if you go to our website, Make Photography Great Again podcast, you could also listen to episodes on there. We have a blog where we update each episode with relevant links. Let's see, I don't know. Okay, I was going to say we can post the Blair Bunting article, but I really don't know if I want to. I don't think I want to. I don't know. Google it. Google Blair Bunting and just find it. I don't want to give this guy any more hits on this artitle.
Oh,
I really don't.
Okay. I can totally see that, but I was just going to give you some guff. I mean, if you're going to go there, dude.
Let's go. Okay, we'll link it. Yeah, we'll link it. We'll link it. Yes, absolutely, we'll link it. And what else did we talk about? That's pretty much it. So check that out. And, of course, on iTunes, if you have been listening, please leave us a review, okay? But only if it's a good review. If you don't like it, honestly, don't waste time even writing something bad. But you can write something good, and you can rate. I know, that never gets old. I keep saying it every week. At one point, it will not be funny anymore. But leave us a great rating on there and a good review. We'd love to hear from you guys. And I think that's it. Anything to add, Christine? Any stories or last-minute anecdotes?
No, I don't think so. You know, I have to say, for as many people as we know are listening to this podcast, because we see the hits, y'all are staying a little bit silent. You're letting us do all the dirty work. So let's see your comments of agreement or disagreement. Let's get some conversation going. So check out our Facebook page and let us know what you think of the individual episodes and rant right along with us. We would enjoy the camaraderie.
Yeah, so if you're on Facebook, it's as simple as searching for Make Photography Great Again podcast on Facebook. You will find our page, where we also link episodes, so you can get them all over the place. But yeah, leave some comments on the episode links. We'll always post those on Facebook, right on the wall, right on the links that we share. Yeah, we definitely want to hear from you guys, so definitely do that. That's about it, guys. We'll be back next week with another fun and exciting episode, of course. And until then, be careful not to rig competitions, okay? And Blair Bunting, one more time, you're a genius. Okay. That's it, guys. Wow. Okay. Hate mail will come.
You have been listening to Make Photography Great Again with Christine Walsh-Newton and Ted Linsack. Come back next Tuesday for a brand new episode. For more information and access to the podcast archive, please visit our website, MakePhotographyGreatAgainPodcast.com.